Beautiful lips, killer smile, dust, heat, silence. The town of Harrow's End was the kind of place where secrets didn't die. They just got buried shallow. The streets were narrow and crooked, the air thick with dust and suspicion. When the new family arrived that summer, the stunning young woman, her quiet husband, and their wide-eyed 10-year-old son, everyone stopped to stare. She was the kind of beautiful that turned heads and stopped conversations. The men at the petrol station tripped over their words. The women whispered. The boys smiled shyly from the back seat, and even that seemed rehearsed. But who are they? Someone asked. New folks, the grocer replied. Bought the old Whitby place up on the ridge. Out of towners, I reckon. No one knew then that Harrow's End was about to remember a name it had long tried to forget. Her name was Elena Ward, a name that once made newspaper headlines in another town. Another life, theft, fraud, disappearance. But time has a way of washing things clean, or at least making people believe it has. Elena had promised her husband, Danny, that Harrow's End would be their fresh start. Their son, Caleb, needed normalcy, needed quiet. At least, that's what she told herself every night as she watched him sleep. His angelic face serene, his small hand curled against his cheek. But sometimes, when the moonlight cut across his features, Elena saw something else, something to knowing in his eyes, to calm in his stillness. She told herself it was nothing, just her imagination, just guilt. The first disappearance came 2 weeks after they arrived. A farmhand named Jacob Pike failed to show up for work. His truck was found by the river, door open, engine running, no sign of struggle. Then a shop clerk who closed up early one evening and never made it home. By the third, the whispers began. She's cursed. It's her. That woman with the red lipstick. You know she's got a record, right? Some con job down south. Elena felt their eyes on her everywhere she went. In the grocery store, at the petrol pump, even in church. She smiled through it all, the same perfect, practiced smile that had once charmed a jury into mercy. But inside, her stomach twisted, because she'd come back to Harrow's End for a reason. And forgiveness, no matter what she said, wasn't really part of it. 10 years ago, the courtroom smelled of wood polish and cheap perfume. Elena Ward, you are hereby sentenced to 3 years. She didn't hear the rest. Her eyes were locked on the man in the front row, Sheriff Bram Whitby, the same man who'd once promised her protection, then betrayed her to save his own skin. That betrayal had destroyed her business, her freedom, her life. And when she got out, she'd sworn she'd never come back. But fate and vengeance have strange ways of circling back home. In Harrow's End, Bram Whitby was now retired, half-crippled, and living alone in that creaking white house at the end of Mill Road. Elena had told herself she didn't care, that she was done with hate. But each time she saw his name on a mailbox, her heart tightened like a fist. Then, one evening, the sheriff's house went dark. The next morning, a dog found something half buried in the orchard. The town erupted. By noon, the police were on her doorstep. Mrs. Ward, one officer said, hat in hand. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Her husband looked bewildered. "What's this about?" Elena's voice didn't tremble. "Of course, officer. Anything you need." She knew this moment would come. She'd lived it before. The tension, the glances, the doubt. But this time, she wasn't guilty. At least, not of this. That night, she sat at the kitchen table, shaking. The moonlight stretched across the floorboards like silver veins. Caleb padded into the room, clutching his toy car. "Mum," he asked softly, "are they going to take you away again?" Her chest tightened. "No, sweetheart. No one's taking me anywhere." He tilted his head, studying her with those steady, ancient eyes. "Good," he said, because he deserved it. Elena froze. "What did you say?" Caleb smiled, a slow, deliberate smile that didn't belong on a child's face. "He hurt you, didn't he? The man in the picture." Her blood ran cold. "Caleb, how do you know about him?" He shrugged. "I saw him. He was crying." Then he stopped. Something inside her cracked, a memory, a mother's instinct, a scream she couldn't release. She pulled him close, trembling. "Caleb, what did you do?" He looked up, eyes bright, voice calm. "I made it better, Mummy. I fixed it for you." The next morning, officers returned with questions. Elena didn't speak. She couldn't. They never found evidence linking her to the disappearances. But she knew, and every night after, when she heard the creak of Caleb's bedroom floor, she wondered if there was anyone left to stop him. 2 years later, Elena sits on the porch of their new house, staring out at the barren fields. Caleb plays in the yard, laughing, his golden hair glowing in the afternoon sun. Daniel stands behind her, hand on her shoulder. "He's doing better," he says quietly. She nods, forcing a smile. Caleb turns, waves, and for a moment, just a moment, she sees it again. That same slow, deliberate smile. Beautiful, innocent, deadly, heat, dust, silence.